Welcome to Miss Taylor's class notes, and today we're going to talk about writing exponential equations from graphs and from tables. So let's real quick remember what we talked about last time. Our exponential equations are y equals a times b to the x, and our x is an exponent. These are going to curve either up or curve down. If it curves up, it's a growth. If it curves down, it's decay. And so today we're going to work on finding the two main features of these graphs. We're going to work on finding the a, which is the y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis. And then we're going to work on finding the b, which we're going to do y2 divided by y1. So the y-intercept is always the easy one. We just look at the graph, we look at our y-axis, and then we see where that graph crosses the y-axis. So it crosses the y-axis at 5. That's our y-intercept. So now we need to find our b. We need to go y2 divided by y1. So we're usually going to use our y-intercept as one of our values. If we go to the left, we notice this dot is in between two numbers, so I don't want to use that. So I'm going to go to the right, and the next one I find is 10. So the point that's on the left side is going to be my y1. The point to the right is going to be my y2. So we're going to go 10 divided by 5 for 2. So our b value is 2. And if our b is greater than 1, we know our graph is going to be growth, and we know that it's going to be growing. So our equation is y equals a times b to the x. And so that gets us y equals 5 times 2 to the x. Our asymptote is going to be the line that our graph gets very, very close to crossing, but never actually crosses. And the x-axis is a Hoy line, which makes it y equals 0. Domain will almost always be all real numbers. And our range is y is greater than 0. All right, so we're going to look at this graph here. We're going to try and find that y-intercept where it crosses our y-axis. So we're just going to kind of trace our y-axis down, and we find our a, which is 2. Now we need to go b, y2 divided by y1. So if I go to the right, I find this point here, but if I follow it to the y-axis, I really don't know what number it is, and I don't want to guess, because if I guess, I'm probably going to get it wrong. So now I'm going to go to the left, and I find a point at 6. So the 2 points I'm going to use, the one on the left is y1, the one on the right is y2. So we're going to go 2 divided by 6, which becomes 1/3. 1/3 is less than 1, so that automatically tells me that my line is going to be decay. Less than 1 is always decay. Sorry about that. Our equation is y equals a times b to the x. We plug in our a, which is 2. We plug in our b, which is 1/3, and we make sure we put our exponent. Again, our asymptote is y equals 0. It's going to get really, really close to the x-axis, but it's never going to cross it. Domain is all real numbers. And our range is y is greater than 0. All right, so now we get to a table. When we get to a table, our y1 and y2 get a whole lot easier. But our y-intercept, we have to remember a very, very big, a key thing to remember our y-intercept. Our y-intercept, why do you dislike me so much, app? Is when x equals 0, or when we look at a point, it's going to be 0, comma, and our number. So if we look at this table here, I'm going to start at the x column, and I'm going to go down and down and down until I find an x value that is 0. So when I find that 0, whatever number is in the y column becomes my y-intercept. So now we need to find our b. Our b is still y2 divided by y1. And again, when they give us a table, things become real easy. The first value is y1. The second value is y2. So we're going to go 4 over 2, which gives us 2. And if we look at these numbers and we go down our table, we know it's increasing, which means we know our graph is growth. And because our b is greater than 1, that is true. Y equals a times b to the x. So our a equals 8, our b is 2, and then we got to make sure we remember our x. Again, our asymptote is pretty much always going to be y equals 0. Domain is all real numbers. And our range is y is greater than 0. And y-intercept, we start at the x, we go down our table until we find an x value of 0, and whatever number that y is our y-intercept. B is y2 divided by y1, y1, y2. And that's going to simplify. We always simplify our fractions. 1/4, which is decay, and if we look at our table and follow the numbers, they are definitely getting smaller. So our equation is y equals, for our a, we're going to put 12. In parentheses, we're going to put 1/4, and then we make sure we have our exponent. And again, asymptote is y equals 0. Domain is all real numbers. Range is y is greater than 0.